Welcome to the Idea Forge online workshop space. In this video, you will learn how to thread the needle on your machine. At this point, you should have your machine set up on a proper working surface with a fully loaded bobbin. If you aren't there yet, click here to watch the machine setup or bobbins videos. If you're all set, then I'm happy to report that we're in the home stretch. But here's where it gets a bit complicated. So go ahead, pause the video, and rewind if you need, just to make sure you're following along. Without further ado, let's thread the machine. Start by gathering these supplies. Before we get into this, I'd like to introduce you to the thread tension dial. This dial can be adjusted to change the tension of your stitches. The tension settings are often a major cause of tangling and uneven seams. You can learn more about this in the next video, making your first stitch. For now though, some of the machines have been modified to have a higher top thread tension. While this allows you to use heavier thread and thicker fabrics, it makes it a little bit difficult to thread the machine properly. As such, these machines have been labeled with what you can see here. All of the Idea Forge machines have these little numbered arrows to help lead you through the motions of the threading process, so it can be done with the machine closed. However, I personally find it much easier to thread the machine with the end of the arm open. First, make sure that the needle is in the uppermost position, using either the needle up-down button or by turning the hand wheel until it's in the proper orientation. We should already have the thread that we want set up on its spindle from winding the bobbin. Start by taking the end of the thread and unwinding approximately 1.5 to 2 feet. Now holding the spool as needed to keep it from unwinding further, wrap the tail around here, then down between the white and red like this. Gently pull up, catching the little metal spring, and come up, lacing the thread through the loop, coming from the red side over to the left. Come back down and lace the tail behind the larger metal hook, as well as this tiny one right here by the needle. Take a minute now and pause the video as you need to make sure that your machine looks just like this. Alright, now we can thread the needle. These machines have automatic needle threaders, some of which take a bit of finesse to get the hang of. First, you'll want to slide this gray lever down until it locks in place. Make an L in the thread. Hook the L under the bigger plastic piece and keep the thread in front of the needle, and then under the tiny hook on the other side. Hold the tail with a very gentle tension at approximately a 45-degree angle, up and away from the threader. The thread should be able to easily pull through your fingers. Now, pop the same gray lever up, like so, letting the tail slide through your other hand. You should see a small loop behind the needle that you can pull through like this. It may be easier when you first start to use something like a pin to pull the loop through, especially if it's small. Like I said, the needle threader takes some finesse and practice to get the hang of, but if you really just can't get it to work, the needle can be threaded by hand as well. To learn next steps in getting you ready to sew, click here to go to the Idea Forge Intro to Sewing playlist. If you have any questions about the material covered in this video, the Idea Forge in general, or for other sewing help, visit our website at colorado.edu/ideaforge, or find us in the Fleming building. Thanks for watching!